This is already stacking up fast. 3 separate cases, multiple violations, and a defendant who's missed court more than once. That's never a good start. Question is this someone down on their luck, or someone the court's losing patience with?
All right, so again, I have 3 cases. I have people against Jeremy Javon Christian, 21B139004. That is from a date of June the 13th of 21. There was a no contest plea tendered on 8/17 of 22 to resist and obstruct an officer. Then I have the reckless driving charge that happened on June the 13th of 21. And again, on August the 17th of 22, defendant pled no contest to reckless driving. And then I also have here a violation of probation on an operating while impaired charge, which the defendant was sentenced on back on March the 17th of 21, I believe. Yes, March the 17th of 21, and then did not show up for a probation violation hearing on September 8th of 21. So I can take them in whatever order you want to go.
Yeah, if the court wants to start with the reckless driving,
We'll do that. And the resist and obstruct. So everybody can state their names, please. Your name, Mr. Gaith?
Good morning, Judge. Nice to get from back, Mr. Christian. Christian, state your full name.
Christian.
All right, your names, please.
Diane Barbarich.
Lawrence Barbarich.
Failing to show up for sentencing? That's a huge red flag. In the legal world, this signals disrespect for the court, and judges take that personally. Missing court dates can hurt you just as much as the original charge.
Adam Barbarich.
All right, so the June 13, 21 incident, there was a no contest plea, and then he failed to appear for sentencing at least once or twice. And so we haven't had him here, but at any rate, I did not order on that
PSI.
I didn't order a PSI, I don't believe. So I just set a sex date so the victims could be notified. They were, and then he looked like he came in on August the 31st, but left. And then I had him set it in person, and I made a note that Diane and Lawrence Barbarich were here. Be sure they were notified September 14 of 22. And then again, he didn't show up for sentencing. So that's where we are with it. I've read the report. I'm talking about the police report. Have you?
Yeah.
All right. Anything you'd like to say?
Judge, Mr. Christian at that time had become homeless. He was homeless from 22 through 25. He was laid off.
Now, this is where things get complicated. The defense is painting a picture of instability, homelessness, injury, unemployment. These factors can influence sentencing, but here's the big question. Do they excuse repeated failures to comply with court orders?
And then there was an incident in which he was shot in the hand, and he became disabled for 6 months and unable to work. Then he became laid off and actually just went back to work about a month ago at Chrysler. He does have an 8-year-old child that he shares custody with the mother, and he is financially responsible for that child, Judge. And between his lack of stable residence and everything else that can go on, I believe that's the reason why he had missed and failed to appear in that direction.
Anything else?
Just that, at the time that he took the plea, obviously, looking back now, I know he did indicate that he would maybe have pled differently, but I did advise him that we're at this point now and we need to move forward.
What I don't know what he means by that. They got him going over 100 miles an hour and rear-ending a vehicle, an Impala. I mean, you know what? Anyway, all right. Anything you'd like to say? Anything either one of you would like to say? Let's start with you, Adam. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say it almost just feels like a miracle that we're alive, because I mean, I was sitting in the back seat when it happened, and I was like 16 at the time, and we were coming back from a long weekend of baseball, and we're all tired, and we're just trying to get home, have a 3-hour drive, and we're just driving in like one of the middle lanes. Maybe it's like a 4-lane highway, and I'm on my phone just kind of leaned over in the back passenger seat, and then all of a sudden it's just big bang, and it just felt like we were spinning forever, just spinning on the road, and I don't know how we didn't get hit. It just feels like a miracle to me. And we went across, it was a lot of traffic. We went across the whole lanes and slammed into the median, and I was scared for my parents' lives. I was fine. The first thing I asked is, are they okay? And I think
This is the emotional core of the case. A high-speed crash, a family nearly killed, and a teenager describing what felt like seconds from disaster. Moments like this often shift everything, because now it's not just about law, it's about real human consequences.
they hit their heads, but they were fine. Everybody was just kind of dazed, and the first thing I thought was trying to get out of the car, but our car, the door that I was by wouldn't open, so I had to get out of the door that was kind of against the median and squeeze out, and the car was just absolutely crushed, and made sure my parents could get out, and we got out, and first thing I noticed, I look at the car, and the tire was catching on fire, and I was able to put it out before it caught the whole car on fire. And it's just like these little things like this, it's just a miracle to me, and makes me look at life completely different now. And I had no idea what happened, and we had people coming up to us, and they were saying that this guy hit us. He was speeding down the road for miles. They knew they were going to hit somebody, and then they said he went off the road, further up the road, and somebody said that they had a kid in the back of the seat. I couldn't believe what was going on, and he took off on foot. But I mean, I don't know what to believe or anything. I was just lucky to be alive, and my parents were safe, and that's all I pretty much have to say.
Mr. or Mrs. Barbarich, would either one of you or both of you like to speak?
What does no contest mean exactly?
A contest essentially has the same effect as a guilty plea, but what it does is there's certain circumstances that it's appropriate to take a no contest plea in, and that is if there's a possibility the defendant can be sued, or if there is, which there certainly would appear to have been here, nobody really quite knew what the injuries were, but he's driving over 100, they said, and I just heard what your son said. And then the other one is if they don't have a recollection due to intoxication or drug use or whatever the case may be. But it has the same effect as a guilty plea. Instead of the judge asking the defendant questions, in this case, I would have reviewed the police report and made a determination based on that, because we have to make sure when somebody pleads to anything that there's a valid basis for the plea, what we call a factual basis.
Okay.
So, do you want to say anything else?
I'm just curious why he was driving so fast, like, with a child in the car. That's, I mean, as a mother,
I understand. Sir, do you want to say anything?
Yes, sir. I'm a retired Detroit fireman, 35 years. I retired as a battalion chief. I've seen a lot of horrible things. And when that happened, I thought it was over, and I was afraid. I was afraid to look in the back seat.
Quick legal breakdown. A no contest plea means the defendant isn't admitting guilt, but the court treats it almost exactly the same as if they did. It's often used to avoid civil liability later. So while it sounds softer, it really isn't.
And my son. And I'm just thank the Lord everything's okay. That's all I gotta say.
Does anybody have any out-of-pocket expenses? Anything you had to pay for that was not covered by insurance?
No.
I mean, just a few days lost of work, but that's, I mean,
If you
Well,
lost any wages,
the copay or whatever for the deductible, I don't know. That's,
well, I mean, if you have any out-of-pocket, I can't order wage loss because that was recoverable through your own insurance carrier, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Even though he was completely at fault. But I'm gonna let you two think about it, and young Mr. Barberich, and I want to do all of these at the same time. So we have on the operating while impaired, I've got multiple violations. Failure to attend the scheduled probation visit on August 18 to 21. Failure to attend the victim's impact panel. Failure to attend the court work program on August 4 of 21. Failure to pay fines and costs as ordered. Failure to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for alcohol on August 3. Failing to clear all warrants. Failing to provide verification of attending AA twice a week until an IOP, and failure to provide verification of attending and completing outpatient treatment. So I'd like to either have a hearing on those or take a plea on those, whatever he fancies. So how's he going to proceed on that?
You can't take a plea.
Is that what you want to do, sir? Since you absconded, you could get 93 days here. Do you understand that? You got to keep your voice up for me. You are presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty, Colin Bell. By a preponderance of the evidence, you have the right to question their witnesses, bring in your own, use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses, and the testifier remain silent. If you remain silent, that silence would not be held against you. By pleading guilty, you're giving up all those rights, and we are not going to have a hearing. Do you understand that? Any questions before I ask you how you plead on these?
No, sir.
As to count one, that you failed to attend your scheduled probation visit on August the 18th, 21, how do you plead?
Yes.
Did you fail to attend your probation visit on that day?
Yes, sir.
Count two, that you failed to attend the victim's impact panel, how do you plead?
Yes.
You failed to attend the victim's impact panel.
No.
You went to the
Oh,
victim.
yes.
Not when it was assigned to him, but he did make it up. But at the time, yes, he did fail.
Did you fail to attend back when you were on probation?
No.
Or in that time frame when you were given?
Yes.
To count three, that you failed to attend the court work program on August 4th of 21, how do you plead?
Yes.
Did you fail to attend the court work program on that date?
Yes.
To the charge you failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered, how do you plead?
Yes.
Failed to pay your fines and costs as ordered.
Yes.
Count five, that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive
Yes.
on August 3 of 21, how do you plead?
Yes.
Did you consume alcohol, say within the 3 days before that test?
Yes.
And count six, that you failed to clear all your warrants, how do you plead?
Yes.
Count seven, that you failed to provide verification of attending AA twice a week until an outpatient, how do you plead?
Yes.
Count eight, that you failed to provide verification of attending and completing intensive outpatient treatment, how do you plead? Did you fail to attend outpatient treatment?
Yes.
Did you fail to clear all your warrants? Did you fail to attend AA twice a week until an outpatient?
Yes.
Intensive outpatient. Anybody force you to plead guilty? Anybody promise you to induce you to plead guilty? Please accept all 8 counts. Heather, I need to know how much he owes on those now.
On his probation case, he has a balance of $813.
All right, now I'm going to ask, and again, all of these would be deemed non-technical since you absconded, so you got 8 non-technical violations. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Judge,
on any of these?
with regard to count 2, failure to complete the victim impact panel, he did complete that in July of 24. And then as far as the count 3, he did complete that also in 2024. He doesn't know exactly when. With regard to count 4, the issue with the unpaid balance, there is a bond posted against this case, Judge, that will hopefully clear up a majority of the outstanding balance. With regard to count 5, he's pleading guilty as charged with regard to the positive test in the alcohol. With regard to count 6, Judge, the warrants, according to Mr. Christian, he's cleared the majority of them. He believes he does have 2 or 3 or 4 that are left outstanding.
And there it is. The judge has had enough. This isn't just about reckless driving anymore. It's about years of missed hearings, ignored probation terms, and what the court sees as blatant disrespect. When a judge says, "You blew us off," the outcome is almost already decided.